Okay, welcome to this case study on building, uploading, assigning event materials for a session. And in this case, we've got a recording session coming up where we're going to pre-record the customers in an iMeeting later today. And they just sent us the PowerPoint presentation. And what we're going to do is we're going to build the event materials and preload that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the AT&T Connect Materials Editor, which is the version of the software that is used to actually create event materials. So I'm going to open that up. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to File. I'm going to do New. I'm going to create new event materials, and I'm going to name them. So this is the name that I'll definitely want to understand and associate. So I'm going to do a simplified form of RM for Rivermine, and the date of the event, which is 02508. The type of event materials is live, and that's all I need there. That creates the base folder where we can insert the PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to click on there. I have a couple of different options. I could click on the insert button down here. I could right click on the main folder and say insert, or I could actually go up top and say insert PowerPoint presentation. Any one of the methods will invoke the same process. And what I need to do is browse for the presentation, which I just saved on my computer here in a folder called Rivermine. And there's the PowerPoint presentation, so I'm going to select that. It defaults to the name of the PowerPoint presentation. And I'm going to switch over to the Options tab here. You have a couple different options here. I'm sorry. Okay. First option is to view on a separate window using the PowerPoint application. We rarely, if ever, use that anymore. Two options we will use is view on the whiteboard as dynamic images, and that is where the PowerPoint presentation will be converted into a dynamic HTML presentation. Notice the checkbox for static backup, that is actually used for users that don't have PowerPoint or older versions of the client, and I think it may be used by the web client interface. Alternatively, we use static images, which creates a fixed size of 640 by 480, doesn't produce the best quality looking images, but is the most compatible. If you have animations, that's not going to be supported under static images. Transitions or anything like that won't be supported under static images, and they may or may not be supported under the dynamic images. It comes down to the conversion engine by Microsoft to convert PowerPoint to dynamic HTML, and some animations, some transitions and stuff are supported, and some are not. I'm going to leave this as the dynamic image model and go back to the details and click OK. What it's going to do is take the presentation, check it, and then convert it, and when it's done, it'll show up in the materials folder here. So here it goes, converting the 31 slides, and once it gets complete, you'll see it show up here in the folder. So I can expand the folder, and one of the things you're going to want to do is make sure that it looks okay, and you scroll through, you notice that it does support the transitions. The nice thing about dynamic images is that it will resize to the window, so it automatically resizes for the users. If there were animations, which I'm pretty sure this one doesn't have, but it does have the transitions. Just want to kind of go through and make sure you don't see anything that's totally wrong or missing. Sometimes we've seen where background images might get lost, or certain graphics or logos might get lost in the transition process. Unfortunately, there's not too much we can do with that. It's the basic Microsoft conversion process, and if they don't convert something, it's something that they just didn't like in the presentation. You can go back and adjust the presentation, try to make it better to do it by possibly moving graphics around or cutting and pasting them or whatever, but there's no guaranteed method of getting everything to convert perfect. I'll just go through the rest of the slides here. Okay, so that looks like that's fine. So I'm going to go back up to File, Save, and you want to save it in the ICC where you're targeting. So I'm targeting this to the IG ICC. And once I've targeted that, I can go ahead and click Save, and it'll create a folder for it. Now what I need to do is, in order to assign the materials, I must upload the materials. So now I'm going to go Upload to Communication Center. And I'm targeting the IG ACC. You must know the user that created the event you're going to assign these to. So in this case, I happen to know that the user used for the Rivermine event is actually Inteller Group, and I know the password, and I can click Login. And then you want to make sure that you upload it as private. The event management system can only assign private materials. They cannot assign public materials. And I want to do a full upload. It'll go through a compression process, and then it'll actually start the upload. Make sure you don't get anxious and stop it before this actual upload process is started. You also notice here that when you do an upload, it actually puts a letter on the end of the file name. It's not important for you, but it does help you understand whether or not you're dealing with the first version or the fifth version of something. As you upload over and over again, it'll add a B, a C, a D, just to show the difference in the ones that upload. Whenever you upload, it's going to replace what was already uploaded. If this has been assigned to an event, uploading again, you don't need to reassign. It'll always use the last version that was uploaded. Okay, so now transfer is complete. So now what I need to do is I need to go over to the event management system, and I'm logged into the Rivermine account, and I need this for the practice session today. So what I'm going to do is click on View Edit. If I scroll down here, I can see the event definition, and I've got this little red warning. Well, this red warning is basically telling me that event materials haven't been uploaded, and I can either click on this icon here to upload event materials, or I can go back to the event details page, and I can click on the View Override to upload event materials, or to assign event materials that have been uploaded. And what I do is I do a pull down, and it's going to show me all of the private materials for that user ID. And if I scroll down, I'll find the Rivermine 092508 materials. I'm not going to change anything here. I'm going to leave the video. I'm going to turn actually video conferencing off. We don't need that. I'm going to leave recording archive on, and I'm going to go ahead and turn local on just in case I need it. And then I have to hit save and continue. Then I can close this window. And then you notice that this turns to green because now I've assigned materials. I hit save and continue off of this page, and I come to the last tab, and even though I have assigned the materials there, that change is not impacted on the ACC until I actually republish to live. So now I come to this last tab again. Anything that impacts the ACC, you always have to republish to live, and it gives me the message that this event was successfully published. And that's how we go through creating, uploading, and assigning event materials.